Hey, welcome back to my 14th MMA diary, or hello if this is your first one. I'm gonna go through this Sunday afternoon's card, which will be April 10th. It's the UFC's debut, I believe. Not a great card. Not a great card. The main event's awesome. Great main event. Co-main event, not bad. I mean, it's bad for a co-main. Like Derek Lewis, not really a main card fighter, even no matter how much he wants to be. And Gabriel Gonzaga's on his, tail end of his career, big time. Jan Blachowicz and Maria Moroz. I like her a lot. I really like her a lot. So yeah, let's just do this one because I believe next weekend is going to be the UFC on Fox Tampa Bay card, so we're gonna preview that properly. The co-main doesn't really deserve it, but the this main event definitely deserves to be played. I'm really bad at this game, really bad. The ground game I suck at. I haven't put in the time yet to learn it properly, but I've been watching this Twitch streamer called the C4 Snake. He's like a Welsh dude. Welsh. He's really good. Like, I don't even want to play the game anymore because he's so good. But, so let's go through the card here. The undercard, terrible. I don't know any people really on the undercard. Zach Cummings, I know. I believe, yeah, I believe Zach Cummings. I saw him in the prelims in Chicago, and he like nearly knocked someone's head off. It was pretty badass. So I'm gonna go with him. Robert Whiteford and Tasumov. I know I've heard of Tasumov before. I'm pretty sure I've seen him. I don't really remember him. The rest of those fights, I really don't have any idea. Like, when it comes to those European names, like my last name is European, and I wouldn't blame people for not remembering my last name because it's just so weird. It doesn't roll off the tongue well. Um, yeah, so that's that. The main card, I'm picking Marina by submission in the first round. I don't know who she's fighting. She could be fighting some beast that I've never heard of. If that's the case, that's awesome. But Marina Moroz, I cannot get that name off my tongue. The first fight she fought in, I forget who she fought, but it was awesome. She submitted her. I think it was Joanne Calderwood. She submitted. It was pretty badass with the armbar. I'm going with the armbar in this match too. Jan Blachowicz. He sounds like the dude from. He just sounds like a dude from Wolfenstein. That main character, Blazkowicz or whatever his last name is. That's who I always think of. I saw him have a really impressive performance once, and I really liked him. But then I think he's lost like 2 in a row, so I'm hoping for him. I don't know who he's fighting again. Gabriel Gonzalez versus Derek Lewis. I think Derek Lewis is really overrated. He's scary. He's a really scary dude, but I'm gonna go with Gabriel Gonzaga by submission because Derek Lewis likes to get dudes on the ground and beat the shit out of them. And if I'm not mistaken, Gabriel Gonzaga is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is. So I think once he gets on the ground, he'll know what to do with them and he'll put them away. Uh, and then the main event, Junior Dos Santos versus Ben Rothwell. I'm going with Ben Rothwell again. Um, yeah, I'm a fan. Like, don't get me wrong, Junior Dos Santos. Whoever loses, I'm gonna feel really bad for because I really like Junior Dos Santos. I think he's a badass. I'd love to see him stay around in the UFC for a while, knock some dudes' heads off, and maybe get back to that title shot. But you think of all the beatings he's taken. Like, he got crushed. He got so mashed up by Cain Velasquez in that third fight. Like, just mangled. I don't know. Cain fucked him up twice. But one fight, he really got his face looked like hamburger meat after it was done. He got mangled. And then that Stipe fight in Phoenix, I think it was in Phoenix. Jesus Christ, that was fucking war. I can't believe Junior actually won that fight. I thought Stipe won it, but he took a beating in that fight too. And then he got knocked out by Alistair Overeem. I mean, he beats him, so it's not like he's on a big losing streak. He lost to Alistair Overeem. He looked so tense against Alistair Overeem, like he didn't really want to get in there and start trading. So he just had his hand balled up the whole time. You could just see his hand was super balled up, waiting to unleash it. And didn't work out for him. He got knocked out in that fight. And, you know, he's been fighting the top competition. Stipe's fighting for the title now. Ben Rothwell, he's on a nice winning streak.
And is set to enter the octagon.
I think his win streak is at least 3 along, right? Or it might be 4. He might be. I think he beat Brendan Schaub. He beat Alistair Overeem. He beat Matt Mitrione, and he beat Josh Barnett. Right? I think that's his 4-fight win streak. I don't know. I should have looked this up before Junior Dos Santos is definitely the toughest fighter on that list, even though Alistair Overeem just beat Junior Dos Santos. I think Alistair Overeem's on a new level now, so I'd be interested in seeing a rematch, but this will be interesting to see, because Ben Rothwell's sort of that step below the top, even though he just lost to Alistair Overeem and Ben Rothwell beat Alistair Overeem. I think Alistair and Ben are just barely on the same level, and Junior's that like step above. So Alistair got over that step. Can Ben Rothwell get over that step? I think he can. Go choke or whatever he's using lately is just badass, awesome. Like, it looks super painful. And Josh Barnett is a tough son of a bitch, and if he tapped to that quickly, I think it's obviously some sort of crazy wizardry. So I'd be surprised if this fight goes to the ground, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Rothwell got in a clinch and was able to lock that up, because he lock it up very unassumingly. Like, he can just sort of just go and get it right away. I don't know. I think Ben Rothwell will win by submission. I really like Ben Rothwell because he's from Wisconsin. That's my home state. He has a great Wisconsin accent. He does that crazy, or he stopped doing it in his last fight, but he did that wizard laugh or whatever that one time. He used to come up. I like him a lot. He's like a big Irish guy now because he went over to Ireland. He was supposed to fight Stipe in Ireland, and then Stipe pulled out, and he just hung out in Ireland and got really famous, I guess, with all those Irish fans. Yeah, so I'm really going for Ben Rothwell in this fight, but if Junior Dos Santos can knock him out in awesome fashion, I'd be really sad for Ben Rothwell, but good for that's the case. But so here's my picks again: Ben Rothwell, Gabriel Gonzaga, Jan Blachowicz, Marina Moroz, Tasimov, and Robert Whiteford, as well as Zach Cummings. But I think Zach Cummings is fighting someone who's actually kind of interesting. Like, that might actually be like one of the best fights on the undercard. I forget who he's fighting now, though.
5-minute rounds. White trunks for Dos Santos.
I'm really bad at this game. But we're just gonna get a win however we can. Like, I already did my play bonus for this fight. It took a while, but I got it.
Over the top to the head.
Now, let's see if I can do this. I tried to block his transition.
Nice sweep, very good movement.
Nope, that didn't work either.
He's got the full mount, Joe.
Hip escape, gets out of the full mount. Excellent movement on the ground here, always trying to better his position. Now he's working from north-south.
Closing the distance, he's got the clinch, Joe.
He's got over and under here.
Just over 3 now.
All right. Yeah, so I'm really bad at this game. Like, I try to play online. I'll show you my record maybe at the end of this video, but I'm fucking terrible online. Terrible.
Look at this.
I played over 20. Well, it's not like it's some sort of impressive feat. I played a full day. I spent a full day of my life, 24 hours, playing that UFC 1 game, and I thought I was all right. I'm not bad at this game.
Solid straight left.
I'm not really good at any fighters, to be honest.
Oh, combination.
Oh, very nice. That's a hard hook.
Fuck you. Fuck.
Look at this. Takedown.
Alright.
Oh, and reversed. He's inside control here.
See, I tried to block that, didn't work. Tried to block that, didn't work.
And the chant of JDS, Junior Dos Santos.
Tried to block that, didn't work. Like, I need to sit through all these tutorials. I need to play them all. I need to get black belt or whatever on all these training games, and then maybe I can start showing you guys a thing or two about this game. But I'm just gonna talk about the UFC cards and the news. Like, there's a lot of news. I didn't do a video last week because there was no fight, but man, there was a lot of news in these past 2 weeks.
Oh, that hook did damage. Oh, that one hurt him. And the round comes to an end. This
fight card's on a Sunday, by the way. Yeah, I already said it was. Yeah, I said Sunday, April 10th, in the afternoon. So that's nice. Don't have to worry about staying up late, forgetting about the fights because you get drunk. I'll just have a nice little buzz by that time on Sunday, hopefully. Whoop.
They're getting each other's timing down, starting to figure out the distance, and I think they're going to get out.
The best thing about heavyweights is their reach. I just love standing back and picking people off.
Left by Rothwell.
Really missed with that right hand.
Like, I really like playing as, like, flyweights, bantamweights and stuff because they're just so quick. Like, you can unleash an awesome combo really quickly, but you just have to get so close to them. And then this game, like, really overpowers kicks. I mean, kicks are way more powerful than punches because you can generate way more way more power with your legs.
Wow.
Ooh.
He's in trouble, Mike.
Big shot.
Oh, what an exchange. Body kick, look at that.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, knee.
Hit
Oh,
him
that's
hard
a huge
with that
hook.
If you could have a heavyweight that has like a speed of a flyweight, that would be a really fun game.
Continuing to punish that wounded eye. And you can see that the swelling continues to get worse and worse.
He's absolutely targeted that eye. You can clearly see, and he's landing combinations on it repeatedly. And he winds up on top.
Nice right by Rothwell.
The swelling on his eyes is starting to get really bad.
That's a big elbow, Joe.
Huge elbow. He gets in a full guard here.
Alright, let's just stand up. I'm doing way better on my feet than I am on the ground.
90 seconds remains in the round.
Nice.
It would be really crazy if this fight went to a decision. I'm not expecting. It's either going to end in a knockout or a submission. Well, that's a bold statement, isn't it? It's either going to knock out in one of the two ways that you can actually end a fight. But I mean, Ben Rothwell, he might be able to knock out Junior.
Big uppercut.
Who knows? Now that Junior's been knocked out in his last fight, maybe he'll have a a little bit of a weaker chin.
He's getting hurt. He's getting hurt, Mike.
Or
20 seconds. And an elbow.
10 seconds to go here. Let's see what happens.
That'll do it for round number 2.
Or I think Ben Rothwell's just gonna catch him in a, like I already said this, he's gonna catch him in some weird way where he can get that go-go choke on him. Or Santos is just gonna land him,
Round 3.
send him to sleep.
That last round was absolutely insane. Both guys got rocked. If they continue,
But if it goes 5 rounds,
someone's going to sleep in this round.
I'd be very, very surprised. I can't wait to start talking to you guys about UFC 200. It's such a weird thing.
He lands the roundhouse to the body.
Very nice timing with these shots here. Look at that, right to the temple.
Good block there. Strong knee to the body by Rothwell.
Wow.
Hello.
Fourth exchange.
Quick kick. Joe, you can see the effects of those body shots. There's a ton of bruising on his right side.
And he's looking for that left. Wow, what a powerful leg kick that was.
Joe, he continues to defend. Great punch by Rothwell. Joe, he's doing a good job with those leg kicks, and they're going to slow his opponent down. Rothwell with the big leg kick.
Come on, motherfucker.
And right into the Muay Thai clinch. Wow! Looking for the big finishing punch.
Woo, hello.
Good combination. Oh, he's landing.
Oh, God.
This could be it right here.
Oh, and he lands the head kick.
Hello.
Oh, the knee. Oh, that caught him.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Come on, motherfucker. I swear to God, I'm blocking these.
Single leg takedown. Hip escape, nice hip escape. Now he's in full guard.
Dos Santos with a good right.
Now he's moved back into full guard.
Back to his feet.
Shit. This one.
Hard jab.
Uh-oh, these are big strikes.
This video is going to be really long if this is going to go a full 5 rounds. I don't like talking and reading at the same time. Talking and reading at the same time. What an idiot. Fighting. Fighting and talking at the same time.
Rothwell with the lead hook. Round 3 is complete.
Well, you know what? Here's just a little news I can drop in here. Carla Esparza is making her return to the octagon after getting the shit beat out of her by Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She's coming in on short notice at 197 to fight Juliana Lima after Jessica Aguilar pulled out of that fight. So, I'm excited to see Carla Esparza back. I mean, you know, she got her ass kicked by Joanna, but you know, we need all the good fighters to actually fight instead of you know, taking a year off. Shit.
Dos Santos with some inside leg kicks.
Huge hook. Powerful left hand.
How good is this?
Whoop.
Solid shot to the body.
Rocked him with that right hand.
Uppercuts.
The last I heard from Carla Esparza, she was on the MMA Hour talking shit about Jessica Aguilar. So that's kind of funny that she's replacing her.
And from here, transitions to the Muay Thai
Oh,
clinch.
motherfucker.
Now he's got him in the plum clinch.
My stamina is not going to last me another round.
Nice block, good defense. Snapping that jab. Big hook, swing and a miss. Wow. Joey defends.
God damn it. He's really good at flipping. There we go.
Side control.
Nicely done. See if he looks for a knee. Let's see what he can do from here.
Oh, why did I get up? I just wanted to posture.
Half guard.
See if I can block. Nope.
Remain in the round.
Moves into half guard here, Mike.
There we go.
Rothwell gets caught with the left.
There we go.
And now he's in full mount.
Dos Santos with a nice punch
Shit.
on the bottom.
He's back to full mount again.
Man, this is a bad position.
That eyebrow cut is getting really bad. They may stop this fight.
Strong hammer fist by Rothwell.
And now into full guard.
Oh, he's keeping busy from...
Trying to posture up. Can't do it.
Wow, look at that.
How good is that?
Oh, shit.
Going for an armbar here.
Almost had the armbar.
Guys, I think I'm... got any stamina left.
Here on the ground.
And again, he's back into side control. Rothwell gets back up again.
Oh, boy.
Good block.
This is going to be bad. I'm going to get my ass killed in this final round. Holy fuck. I can't believe that this is going to go 5 rounds. I wanted to get this video done because I have a lot of shit to talk about after this fight. And what do you... Not going to work out.
5 minutes remains in the fight. Joe, this is the kind of fight that UFC President Dana White loves. 2 men willing to bring it.
I think these guys are getting fight of the night bonus for sure. That's a clean left hand.
Nice block by Dos Santos.
Just trying to get some jabs in. Trying to open up a combo.
Oh, solid jab.
Man, he has landed so much damage that both of his eyes have started to swell now.
Both men landing in that exchange.
Oh! He's got heavy.
That was a nice combo. It wasn't by me.
Junior's looking to really put some speed behind that right hand.
Good slip by Dos Santos.
See if I can put him away here.
He's got the plum here.
Knee to the midsection.
Come on, motherfucker.
He's hurt!
Ooh.
There it is! He got the takedown. Back up.
Whoa. What the fuck was that?
Huge shot to the head. Trying to finish it right here.
Oh!
Holy hell. Holy God. This is devastation. He's just fucking with me now. Oh my God.
Under 2 minutes remain in this fight.
He's doing a great job of moving
Holy
and
fuck.
transitioning here on the ground.
That was weird.
Joe, he's looking for the one-punch knockout here. Nice block of that headshot.
It appears that cut is getting worse.
Man, I am so... This is gonna go to a decision.
Goes with a nice jab.
After all that shit I was talking about, how I'm gonna be so surprised if this fight would go to a decision. I didn't mean this fight in particular. Like, I meant the fight in real life. But what do you know? The fucking fake fight is gonna go to a decision.
Timing these combinations.
He's got some time to work here. 45 seconds.
Excellent takedown defense.
Oh, looking for his back.
Maybe not. It's not. Yes. Back punch. Get punched in the back, motherfucker.
Like that.
Wow.
Whew. That was weird.
Big Ben Rothwell by knockout.
Man. And he got the victory from ruthless, brutal ground.
Punched in the back. Alright.
Here's Bruce Buffer.
That was weird, huh? That was weird. Okay, so I have a lot of news and notes to go over. Rare jumbo pack for only 3,500 points. I already got 1,000 from the play bonuses. I'm sure. I'm not sure. Both of these could go very wrong. I'm pretty sure about this one. This one, no idea. Let's go and... Well, let me just show you my ultimate team here. Show you my record on this. It's terrible. Terrible. Like, so bad. So, this girl's got 1-3 and 3-9. So, I'm like 33%. 4-12. Win rate of 33%. That is so beyond failing. Let's do a quick fight, simulated fight. I can go over my news and notes. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to fight now. We're already half an hour in and I haven't even gotten to my news and notes. Heavyweight. Heavyweight. Junior Dos Santos against frickin' Big Ben Rothwell so far. And we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna talk about news and notes. So, the big news of the last 2 weeks, Jon Jones. So, last Monday, which would have been April...
Coming up next, it is our main event of the evening.
April...
Junior Cigano Dos Santos and Ben Rothwell.
What the hell? That would have been March? What? Whatever, I don't know.
Big Ben Rothwell coming off.
So he goes on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. He says he got pulled over for drag racing. The cop was a dick. It escalated quickly. He didn't really like the way the whole situation went down. He thought he'd get out ahead of it and tell everyone, you know, I got pulled over again. There was going to be a video coming out that's not going to show me so great. The cop was an asshole. I was not drag racing. Yada, yada, yada. He gets arrested the next day for violating his probation. So he gets arrested on... Well, did he get arrested on Tuesday? Had to spend the entire day in jail on Wednesday? Something like that. And then he gets his hearing on Thursday. He gets sentenced to being restricted to driving unless he got permission by his probation officer. And he got more community service he had to do. Yada yada yada. He didn't get arrested. He didn't get thrown back in jail. The fight is still on. April 27th or whenever that fight's going to be. That fight is still on against DC. Today, Friday, maybe Friday night, April 1st. April Fool's Day. DC pulls out of the fight with an injury to his leg. So, now Jon Jones has a date, he doesn't have an opponent. He goes on Instagram, he says, "Yo, man, I usually don't like taking short notice fights. Me and my team don't like to do that. That whole notorious 152 debacle where he refused to fight. The card got completely scrapped. Yada, yada, yada." He's like, "Yo, I've been through a lot this past year. I owe my fans something. I'm willing to fight heavyweight and light heavyweight." The heavyweight offer was pretty interesting. Mark Hunt, before it was announced just before it was announced who was replacing him, he's like, "I'm ready to fight." That would have been a really weird thing to see Jon Jones fight Mark Hunt. That would have been really weird. Instead, the UFC Went to Rumble Johnson to see if he wanted to fight, because that would make the most sense. Rumble and Jon Jones are supposed to fight before he got in that hit and run accident thing that cost him a year. And that was a really weird thing where he hit a car and he just ran away. Even the woman was pregnant. Like it was a weird thing. Yada yada yada. That was supposed to be Rumble versus Jones, turned into Rumble versus DC. Rumble nearly knocked out in the first round, but then he got sat on and he totally just curled up and fell apart. That was really embarrassing the way that fight finished. But yeah, so that would have been Jon Jones and Rumble for the title. Instead, it was DC and Rumble for the interim title. Actually, it was the real title then because they stripped him. DC wins, goes on to beat Gustafson. Jones Rumble never happened. Jones DC was supposed to happen. That didn't happen, so they're like, yo, let's put Rumble in there. Yada yada yada. You get it? Rumble's no good. He had dental surgery or a dental procedure, and he could not bite down on his mouthpiece for like the next few. So there's no way he could fight. They're thinking about Sugar Rashad Evans being going in there against Jones at 197, but Rashad's already got Glover on the 19th. Maybe not the 19th. Maybe the 16th. Yeah, April 16th show. I think that's what it is. April 16th. So they didn't want to scrap that because the Fox card is weird. It's like it's a big thing. You don't want to fuck with Fox, like Big Fox. And it turns out that was a really smart decision because Tony Ferguson got taken out of his fight against Khabib, so that would have left Khabib and Glover without dance partners, and the top of that card pretty vacant. So, who did they turn to next? They turned to Ovince St. Peru, OSP himself. So, now it's going to be OSP versus Jon Jones for the interim light heavyweight title. Good for OSP for stepping up. This is a big thing for him. Like, it's a main event on a pay-per-view. I don't know if he ever would have gotten there otherwise. Good for him for stepping up. I'm sure it's an awesome payday for him. But I mean, just imagine if OSP beat Jon Jones. How big of a fucking upset that would be. And then you compound that by the fact that Rousey lost, Conor lost, frickin' Paige Van Zant lost, Sage lost. There was one more, Holly Holm lost. Like, all these people who are trying to build up into stars, they just lost. If Jon Jones were to lose too, woo, UFC would be pissed. It would be awesome for Ovince St. Peru. I mean, that would be really weird to see Ovince St. Peru with the title around his waist. Really weird. But I think Jones is going to devastate him. First round knockout. Jones is not known at all. He's basically a submission fighter and a decision fighter, which is strange considering how he's like so amazing at everything that he never really got knockouts as part of his game. But he's been in that weight room a lot since getting out of jail, or not getting out of jail, while he was on suspension from the UFC. He's been in that weight room. He looks huge. He looks really fit. I think he's going to start knocking dudes out, and I think Ovince St. Peru is going to be the first to find that out. I feel really bad for OSP, but then again, you gotta admire his guts, and you gotta feel good for him for getting that big payday, for getting an ass whooping. Now, DC's injury. It appears to be some sort of a ligament tear, and that the recovery time isn't going to take a while. He's not going to go under the knife because that would make him willing to lose. So he's going to let it repair naturally, I think, or something like that. And he says it's not going to take a long time, and that he could be ready for UFC 200. It's a long shot, but he could be ready. So if Jones does what I think he does and just going to knock out Ovince St. Peru really quickly in the first round, not really quickly, let's just say within the first round. It could be with 10 seconds left. I don't know. Might even make it a second. But let's just say that Jones is able to get him out of there with having DC and Jones on the UFC 200 card would be amazing. It would be amazing. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I'm just saying the option is there, perhaps. It might happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. It'll probably be postponed until November for that MSG card. Even though that's a long wait for Jones and DC, that's half a year away still.
There's a nice leg kick.
Jon Jones debacle was very weird, and that was a very strange week for him and for us. But the show goes on. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson gets a co-main event. His title fight is a co-main to an interim title fight against a short notice replacement. Feel bad for Mighty Mouse, but at least Jones is still on that card, so he should be getting a decent payday. Okay, now the next bit of injury news is another weird thing.
Round 2.
Tony Ferguson, I already said this, but Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Starting to figure out the distance.
Let's just say Khabib.
Get after it now.
If I had to tell you that that Tony Ferguson or Khabib would pull out of the fight with less than 2 weeks to go, who do you think it would be?
Nice knee to the body.
Yeah.
Good 1-2 combo.
Exactly. You think it would be Khabib. Instead, it's Tony Ferguson. That was very surprising. It seems like Tony Ferguson's injury was kind of scary and weird. It had something to do with his ribs or his lungs, like he got a leak in his lungs or his lung collapsed or something. You should look it up. I only briefly heard about it. It sounded scary, but it's not going to be a long-term injury thing. He said he should be back by May, so could be a month away. Khabib, he's like, yo, I don't have a dance partner. Who's willing to fight me on less than 2 weeks' notice? And who do you think stood up and raised his hand? Yep, that's right, Cowboy Cerrone. Cowboy Cerrone with his famous, I know a guy. So, Khabib and Cerrone looked like it was gonna happen. Both guys were like, yo, let's get this done. We're ready to do this. Khabib's like, and then the next day, Khabib's like, I signed my contract, and then 3 hours later, Donald Cerrone hurt his rib, and now he can't fight. What the hell's going on here? Anyone else willing to step up? And Cerrone's like, he tweets back, let's be very, very clear about this. I didn't pull out of shit. There's nothing wrong with me. And then he's like, it was a whole thing. They're going back and forth. Sign the contract, sign the contract. I did sign the contract. Come on, Big Ben. The screen faded. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. And, it was a big thing back and forth. It sounds like both guys wanted that fight to happen and that they both signed the contract, but UFC seems to not want that to happen because they want, from what I understand, they want Cerrone on that Ottawa card, that Rory McDonald, Wonderboy Thompson, Cerrone versus Cote card. But that's still like a month or two. No, that's not Rory and Wonderboy. That's in May.
Got the double underhooks.
Is Cerrone versus Cote the main event of that card?
He takes the back.
Whatever. They want him on that card, so they're not going to risk him fighting, which is... That's really disappointing. Khabib versus Cerrone would be an awesome fight. Khabib would probably beat the shit out of Cerrone, but fucking Cerrone, he's just a badass, you know? Stepping up on short notice is always fucking cool.
Nicely done.
Whatever, so that's not going to happen. Khabib is going to stay on that April 16th card, though. He's going to be fighting a guy, I forget his name, I'm so sorry, dude, who's stepping up. But he's a 12-1 dude from the East Coast. It's a lightweight. Yeah, this is going to be his first, he's signing with the UFC, and he's going to be fighting one of the best lightweights in the division. Maybe the best lightweight, the lightweight who beat RDA last.
And here we see some really technical offense.
He's going to have to step up and fight him on, less than 2 weeks' notice. Good for him. Get your foot in the door any which way. To this no-name guy. That'd be crazy too. But this fight isn't going to be the main event anymore, so Khabib's not going to have that 5-round fight hanging over his head. Khabib's been gone for 2 years now, I think, so a 5-round fight as his first fight back would be pretty strange. I mean, Dominic Cruz did it, but Dominic Cruz is a monster.
This has been a pretty good fight. They're really getting after it.
Whatever. So that's that thing. That was a weird thing. At least we still get to see Khabib. That April 16th card that card and the UFC 198 card are still two of my most anticipated cards so far this year because they're just, both of them are stacked. Whatever. Okay, so next, the Tough 24. I think it's Tough 24, the season after this, Joanna versus Claudia tough is going to be flyweights fighting for a shot at the belt, sort of like Tough 4 style, where Matt Serra got to fight. Actually beat George St. Pierre to win the welterweight title. That was a weird thing. They're going to be fighting for the right to fight the flyweight champion, who is either going to be Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson or Henry Cejudo. Probably going to be Mighty Mouse still. I think they're doing this so that they sort of give that flyweight division some shine. Maybe inject it with some fresh talent. It could use it. Mighty Mouse has gone through almost everyone. Henry Cejudo is one of the last fresh matchups. Justin Scoggins is coming up. He's gonna have to get a few more fights to get that shot. Then there's one more guy too.
Clean knee to the body lands.
Shoot, I forget. There's still one more flyweight that Mighty Mouse hasn't taken out yet. You can't fight Joseph Benavidez a million times, you know. So let's get some fresh talent in there. Maybe someone who can pose a threat. But Mighty Mouse looks like he's got the strongest stranglehold on his division out of any fighter. So it'll be interesting to see how that season goes. Aljamain Sterling versus Brian Caraway. Aljamain Sterling, aka Brian Caraway, stopped hiding under Miesha Tate's tent. Sterling fighting Brian Caraway on Fight Pass on the Garbrandt vs Almeida card, which I believe is in May. So Aljamain Sterling gets his man, that Brian Caraway. It's going to be an awesome fight. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be on Fight Pass. Aljamain Sterling is one of my favorite young fighters. He's going to put the bantamweight division on notice. He's going to take out Brian Caraway quick. I'm really pumped for that fight. Let's see here. I'm sure there's a few more fight announcements that have the Ottawa card. They announced a whole bunch of fights. They're going to have Elias Theodoro versus Smiling Sam Alvey. And Sam Alvey, a fight or two ago, challenged Elias to a hair versus hair match.
Man, he's taking some damage.
And that never came to be, but now it is going to happen. And I'm really excited for that. Who knows if they're going to do the hair versus hair stipulation, but...
This is starting to get dangerous.
But, I'm still excited for it.
Powerful leg kick.
Look at this. What is Ben Rothwell just getting his legs chewed up in this fight, or what?
And here we see excellent timing with this trip.
Not looking good for Big Ben. So, let's talk about UFC 200. UFC 200 continues to be one of the weirdest things I've seen in my time watching this sport. And honestly, it's starting to look kind of beautiful. Like, the moves don't make a lot of sense. Like, these fights, they don't make a lot of sense. But you just look down the card and you can't help but just be really excited for it, you know? Even if, like, they could have done such a better job with this card than they are doing. But I'm still pretty excited for it all said and done. Like, the prelims are more entertaining than the main card, really. That's pretty weird. So I'm going to run down the announced fights, and I'm going to give my thoughts on some of them. I talked about some of these in my earlier MMA diaries. Pretty sure on my last one, 13, that I talked about several of these, but let's just go down here. So the main event, we know this is the main. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz, a rematch at 170. Oh my God, what happened to Ben Rothwell? It's gonna happen at 170 welterweight, 5 rounds. McGregor's manager said that McGregor was willing to fight at either 155 or 170, but I find that hard to believe since Nate Diaz was so adamant about fighting at 155 that he didn't want Conor to have any about why he's losing to Nate Diaz so many times. Ben Rothwell getting chewed up in this fight.
Big head kick lands. Beautiful
hook.
Yeah, so not exactly exciting. I think Nate's gonna go through him again pretty easily. But you know, who knows? Conor might Nate Diaz has such a fucking good jaw or chin that I'd be really surprised if Conor could knock him out. But Conor has that crazy ass. Who knows? This is not announced as a co-main event yet. I don't know if it is gonna be, but they haven't announced it as it. It's gonna be Misha Cupcake Tate versus Amanda Nunes. Not Holly Holm, not Ronda Rousey. Amanda Nunes. Nunes probably deserves a title shot, but I don't think. But I've been saying this to everyone who's been talking to me about UFC 200. What kind of weird shit would it be if McGregor and Diaz were the main event, and then Tate and Holm were also the co-main? Like, that's just 196 on repeat with an awesome undercard, you know? Like, that would have been very strange if they would have done that. But they decided to go. There's a whole lot of shit going back and forth. Holly's manager saying that Misha Tate turned down the rematch with Holly Holm. Misha Tate's representatives say Holm vs. Tate was never discussed. It's just like, just fucking shut up. I think this is Dana getting some revenge on Holly Holm's manager for fucking him over with that Ronda Rousey Holly. Just waited and done that, but Holly Holm wanted to fight, I guess, so they took that Misha Tate fight and she lost it. And now Holly Holm's left out in the cold. Holly Holm turned down the Cyborg fight because she wanted Misha Tate or Ronda Rousey. But now she doesn't have an opponent. Misha Tate's fighting Amanda Nunes, which, you know, if Nunes wins the belt, Holly Holm is not getting a shot at that belt. You know, it's going to be Rousey, it's going to be Misha. Yeah, this is, I mean, unless they do Misha versus Holly as a rematch for the #1 contender, but then she's still 2 fights away. Holly Holm fucked herself. Or her manager fucked her or something. It's very strange that she's not on this card or against Cyborg. Who knows, she might still be coming at 200 against someone. I don't know who it would be. Maybe it would be someone like, shoot, I don't even know, Jessica I maybe? No, Jessica I's on a losing streak. Who knows, it's very strange. So Tate vs. Nunes for the Bantamweight Championship. Then Frankie vs. Aldo for the interim featherweight belt. It's so weird that they're fighting for an interim belt holder is the main event. Like, what the hell? How can you even justify that? The belt holder is fighting someone else that it is not for the belt, but the featherweight belt is being contested on the same card. What is that? I'm excited for the fight, don't get me wrong, it's just very, very weird. Kane vs. Vasquez vs. Travis Brown. We already talked about that. Here's a good fight. I've been telling everyone who would listen to me, Kat Zingano was gonna fight Juliana Pena, and that's what's happening. That's the fight that they're making. It's a really good fight. That's a really good fight. Kat's first fight in a year, almost a year and a half. No, it will be a year and a half. Yeah, Kat's she knocked out both Tate and Nunes. So a person who owns victories over the belt holder and the challenger is going to be fighting on the prelims against undefeated Juliana Pena, or undefeated in the UFC Juliana Pena. I'm a big fan of both of these girls. This should be a good fight, like a really good fight. I'm excited, really excited for that fight. That might be the best fight on the card. Well, maybe not. There's still one more that I'm really excited for. Johnny Hendricks vs. Kelvin Gastelum is also on the card. That's awesome. Former belt holder. Joe Lozon vs. Diego Sanchez might be the best fight on the card. Like, that is a really good fight. I'm super excited for that fight. Joe Lozon, I quote, better bring a poncho. That's what he said in regards to this fight, since it's going to be just a bloodbath. It's going to be so crazy. I'm really pumped about it. Gegard Mousasi versus Derek Brunson. That's a good fight. Like, all these fights are really... and then you get this one. Sage Northcutt versus Enrique Marin. Enrique Marin is the luckiest dude of all time. They're feeding him to Sage. Sage lost his last fight against Brian Barberina, so you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Enrique Marin actually won, but he's still the luckiest dude ever for getting on this UFC 200 card. Like, I totally expected Sage to be on there since they're trying to build him up. Sage is cool, you know. He's not cool. He's really dorky. Who won this? Let's see.
After 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 48-47, and 49-46. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Ben.
Oh! Look at that shit! I mean, I said that this goes to a decision in the fucking video game. And who knows? And Ben Rothwell won a decision. Good for him. Okay. The last fight, the fight that I'm probably least excited about, Jim Miller versus Takanori Gomi. I mean, it's a good fight, you know. That would have been on the main card of this one that's coming up here. But kind of strange for a 200 fight. But, you know, they got to have at least one or two like low-level fights. So to end this video, there's still a few big names out there for 200 to be announced, but they also have to plan for 201 and 202, so I don't know if they're going to save some of these names, but there's still, I already mentioned, there's still Holly Holm out there. There's still the champions, Robbie Lawler and Rafael dos Anjos out there. Carlos Condit's out there. Carlos Condit versus Robbie Lawler as a rematch on this card. I mean, people would actually want to see. But, I mean, this card's pretty full of rematches. Well, not really, just the top of Frankie Aldo and McGregor and Diaz. If you have Lawler and Condit, that's another rematch. That's 3 rematches in the top 4 fights. You know, Or you could go Robbie Lawler versus Tyron Woodley, have a fresh matchup. That'd be good. Or, this is a long shot, but you could have Robbie Lawler versus GSP. Or GSP versus Condit, that's a rematch too, I guess. But yeah, so those are some names: GSP, Robbie Lawler, Carlos Condit, Tyron Woodley. Get some welterweight action in there. RDA is the champion as lightweight. He could fight someone, maybe like maybe Khabib if Khabib's ready for 200. I don't know why they would give Khabib a title shot after beating some no-name dude, but maybe. You also got Paige Van to be on the card since. Man, my microphone sucks, doesn't it? It just shut off and then came back on. I hate my mic. But yeah, Paige Van Zandt, Dancing with the Stars. She's doing awesome, badass. That Dancing with the Stars is gonna coincide perfectly with UFC 200, so she should be on there fighting who knows what. I mean, they can't give her a big name because she just lost to Rose, so maybe like a lower level, maybe a Marina Moroz, maybe. And then you got the legend BJ Penn, whose issues seem to be clearing up. I know he wants to fight sooner rather than later, but give him a spot on 200 against Nick Lentz. Have a nice little grudge match on there. That'd be interesting. So my throat is pretty sore since I just went nearly an hour talking pretty straight, or talking straight through, except for the moments where I was quiet. But it's all good. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week talking about the fights on this card, hopefully highlighting some new names that I learned, and we'll also be previewing that awesome UFC Tampa card. And I'm sure there's going to be at least 1 or 2 more UFC 200 fight announcements. And it's kind of hard to, if you have 200 is still 3 months away. So there's going to be plenty of time for injuries. So you can't really bank on this being the final card, but I don't know, it's getting exciting. It's getting frustrating, but also exciting. So thanks again for watching, and catch you in the next one. Bye.